Today, big announcement for Ruthless mode, which was hard mode before. They're announcing everything. I am so excited for this mode. It is my jam. A Path of Exile mode that is like destitute. Apparently, there's some big changes in this that people didn't see coming. So we're gonna see what's in it. Gary, are you gonna goo with this announcement? I don't know, maybe, probably. What is Ruthless? Ruthless, previously codenamed Hard Mode, is an additional character creation flag alongside hardcore and solo self-found that allows you to opt into extreme item scarcity and various other changes. This article explains some of the major changes, the release timeline, and how you can sign up for alpha testing if you're interested, which I am. They should have renamed it Tedious Mode. I don't know. Is it tedious? We're gonna find out. I was considering playing Ruthless before, but tedium seems a bit too much for me. Everyone is saying tedious, but let's see. This article is not a set of patch notes. Only significant changes are described, but without numerical detail. There are a lot of other small changes that are not covered here, but this article should give you a decent overall impression of Ruthless. Oh boy! What Ruthless is not. Ruthless is not for everyone. True! Ruthless mode is not for people who complained about loot this patch. It's like hardcore or solo self-found. Some players really enjoy the additional constraints as a way of enhancing their game experience. Many players do not. I don't. And that's okay. That is okay. I'm getting a whole mode for it. I am becoming frustrated with the state of gear in Path of Exile. I think I agree with Chris Wilson a lot. It's very deterministic. So I'm excited for a mode that hopefully changes a lot of these things. Ruthless is not a replacement for regular Path of Exile. It's a challenging mode for a specific type of player, me. A change being made in Ruthless is not an indication that we will make that change in the regular game. However, I think if they could, they would. I think there are some things that Chris Wilson has said that he wants to change about the game, but he knows that people won't want. Like, people just don't like it. So either it's going to change in Path of Exile 2 or it's going to be Ruthless mode. In fact, if we felt a particular change was good for the regular game, we would just make it there to benefit everyone. Ruthless is not monetized any differently. You can play it for free and your existing microtransactions will work in it, as expected by everyone. Ruthless is not consuming a significant amount of developer resources. It is a pet project that some senior designers have been working on in their spare time over the last 18 months. What Ruthless is. Ruthless is a mode about friction, tension, and anticipation. You forgot your Oxford comma. Get it together, GGG. It's brutally difficult, but overcoming that difficulty feels highly rewarding. In a world where your items are far below par, every item drop has the potential to be a breakthrough one you need. Ooh, it's exciting! That means I need to play a build that constantly shifts gear. Like, maybe I'll do like a sword and board build or something, just because it's more items to like change out. I'm excited for that. Ruthless is a mode that reimagines traditional understanding of where Path of Exile's endgame is. It redefines the entire game as the endgame. Even reaching higher campaign acts, let alone maps, is an achievement. Traditionally weak items are suddenly very valuable. High-level characters and good rare items infer immense bragging rights, not bagging rights. So what's exciting for me about this, in a really weird backwards way, this is almost more new player friendly than current Path of Exile. In current Path of Exile, when new players play it, they pick up everything and they just keep everything. But in this mode, that actually matters because you don't know. Ruthless is a mode where you barely find any items. You might get to Act 4 without equipping a pair of rings. Oh shit. Whoa, that is some that's some item scarcity, but each ring you find represents a huge power boost. True, innate rings have a lot of power in them, whether it be 2 to 8 physical damage if you have both rings, or 60 life, or 60 cold res. That is a huge boon for your build. Ruthless is a mode where most items are normal rarity. You don't see a lot of magic items and even fewer rare items, but finding a rare item of a base type you're looking for feels amazing. I don't think rare items are going to be as rare as people think they are. If it's even like Diablo 2, like, when did you drop your first rare item? That was usually Bloodraven, the lady who was like, join my army of the dead, and it was always a fucking skull cap every time. Ruthless is a mode where you find very little crafting currency. You might only find one orb of alchemy throughout the whole campaign. Oh, maybe you are only gonna find one rare item in the act. Wow, that's really rare. Okay. That's a rare, okay. But that orb lets you convert any base type of your choice into a rare item. Yeah, okay, well, all right. The core Ruthless experience is that you do not have strong enough items to handle the content. Every item that drops has the potential to be an upgrade to your current gear. Ah, nice. Big cool, big cool. I don't mind that. I'm gonna play it legit. I'm gonna play it ethically, okay? We're gonna play like a chieftain or like a gladiator or something, and we're gonna do it hardcore, solo self-found, ruthless. We're gonna go the whole 9 yards, boys. Maybe not hardcore, but definitely solo self-found. In Ruthless, the quantity of items dropped has been massively reduced throughout all game content. Damn, dude, imagine this in the regular patch notes. Do you realize the molding that would go on in the path? Dude, the game would end. The rate of finding magic, rare, and unique items has been massively reduced. So quantity nerf, rarity nerf. Rings, amulets, and belts are much rarer than in regular Path of Exile. They cannot be purchased from vendors. Kind of figured that. Most league reward systems have been changed to only grant rewards that are specific to that league. For example, cluster jewels only come from Delirium. Oh, plus items from the core drop pool. Okay, in Ruthless, getting items from the core drop pool is a valuable reward, especially when there's an item rarity bonus. Okay, interesting. Why would they make that change? So that's a change they want to make in regular Path of Exile? Isn't that interesting? I'm surprised that this seems like, okay, this reads like these are changes they wanted to make because they probably view them as changes that would make a healthier game in Path of Exile, but they haven't because people would complain about them. So this is one of those changes, huh? Many deterministic items like divination cards or Onigoroshi cannot be obtained. Ah! Oh, div card farmers in shambles. There ain't no tabula rasa here, bitches. There ain't no Onigarashi. If you want a 6-link motherfuckers, you're making that. You're going to it's grind set, baby. Many bosses, like Etziri, that guarantee unique drops still do, but are often harder to access. Oh, okay, so you still get like Etziri's axe, but you have to get the fragments in a much more difficult way, or at least maybe they're a lot more rare. In Ruthless, most of your items come from killing monsters. It's hard to find magic, rare, and unique items, and it's even harder to craft them. Crafting is a powerful luxury that you'll have to use sparingly for the right items. Basically, you're not gonna have currency, which is wonderful. Assuming you'll be able to kill Etziri? No, Etziri's one of those bosses that you can just outskill. It's like Uber Elder. You can do it on 1 HP if you're good enough. The rate at which you receive shards of crafting currency when vending items has been decreased. Master crafting is not available, expected. Crafting bench cannot be accessed, and recipe plants cannot be found. This has never bothered me. When people complained about no crafting bench in Delve and how impossible resist word of balance, I'm like, okay, that's never bothered me. I don't know, maybe it's because of the way I play. But the only thing I ever really use the crafting bench for in Path of Exile while leveling is just life. Remember, no movement skills. What? Dodging Etziri. No spoilers! I didn't know there was no movement skills. Ah! Veiled Chaos Orbs, Orbs of Binding, Orbs of Dominance, Influence Exalt Orbs, and Awakener Orbs cannot be obtained. Oh! Is Betrayal gonna get a nerf? I wonder how they're gonna nerf Betrayal, because if they don't, Betrayal's probably gonna be the #1 way to get like a good item, because even if it's not on a base you like, you still get that, you know, reveal. Bench crafting is what broke the gear acquisition the most? True! When an influenced item is reforged or the influence mod is removed, its influence is lost. Oh, fuck. Oh, my weapon crafting video doesn't work on this. That's huge. Dude, you can't spam essence influenced items. It just removes it. So if you annul the influenced mod, the influence is lost. Wow. Gems cannot be purchased from vendors. They've already talked about that. That's true. They've already confirmed this. This is fine. This is how Path of Exile used to be. I don't know if people know this. For newer players, it used to be you could not get gems at vendors. It used to be, I still have my standard tab. I should show you guys that. You used to have a tab full of gems out of every gem that dropped. Now, believe it or not, gems are not as rare as you think. If you turn off your filter, you drop gems all the time in Path of Exile. So even if they make it like 95% rarer, you're still probably getting like 1 gem every 2 or 3 maps. Like, it's not that hard. Like, you get them all the time. A Fixture of Fate. Oh, the Fixture of Fate and Death and Rebirth quests each reward you a token that can be traded to Siosa for any skill gem of level 31 or lower. Oh, fuck! Oh, no! It just went back on what I just said. God damn it. Though, there you go. You guys can play your Cyclone builds. Pinnacle bosses when? Support gems can only be found as random drops. You cannot obtain them deterministically. True. All right, I'm excited. Ruthless is a league of item scarcity. When items are scarce, they are exciting to find, exciting to look for, and exciting to trade. We are defining support gems as items. This means some builds are harder to assemble, and careful planning is needed by SSF Ruthless players. I might just do Ground Slam. I might do Ground Slam because you have so many items you can choose. It's AoE. You can scale it with attack speed or like harder hits. This is telling me I should probably use my Ciosa quest on a Ground Slam. Just because you can scale it with a lot of support gems. You can go Elemental or Pure Fizz or Bleed or something. I feel like that's gonna be the gem I'm leaning toward right now. That's awesome. That means, you know what that means? Melee builds got buffed, or like maybe like Ice Crash in general is going to do well because you just don't need any support gems with it, right? They come with so many bonuses and like so much conversion that you're just going to do very well with it. I think that's exciting. Gems gain far less experience than they do in regular Path of Exile. Really? Okay, a melee character's damage comes from their weapon, true. A spellcaster gets a lot of their damage from their gems as they level up. This change reduces the power gap between these two playstyles that is otherwise exacerbated by item scarcity and Ruthless. It also means that when you're farming an area for item drops, you can grind for gem experience at the same time. Oh my god, that's how they wanted to solve melee in regular Path of Exile, but they know they can't. My hands are on my forehead, you just don't see it. It's all coming together. I think that's the change they've always wanted to make. I am gonna play a melee build, I think. I think I'm just gonna plan on doing a Ground Slam build. That's exciting. They fixed melee by fucking spells over. True. It's great. I love it. Here's a full list of movement skills that are not available. Oh. Dash, Frost Blink, Flame Dash, Lightning Warp, Leap Slam, Shield Charge? Ooh, really, Shield Charge. Whirling Blades, Blink, Arrow, Smoke Mine, Body Swap, and Charge Dash. Well, I guess Body Swap makes sense. I'm surprised they took out Shield Charge. I'm gonna be honest. I get it, but they talked about like ledge traversal, and you can't do that with Shield Charge. So, I mean, okay, it makes sense. I'm not complaining. Ruthless is challenging and punitive. It contains a number of changes that make Path of Exile harder and allow skilled players to differentiate themselves from everyone else. A compounding character experience penalty applies from level 68 onwards. We kind of expected this. It takes a lot of investment to achieve high-level Ruthless character. He's talked about this before. This is a change he's like teased that he wants to make and can't, so that's not surprising to me. It's just, I don't even know how many people are gonna get to level 68, but that doesn't bother me. Item drops are not allocated to specific party members. Looting is entirely free for all. Going back to Diablo 2, boys. Let's go. Ooh, Flask. Flasks and life/mana are not restored upon entering town. What? Vendors that sell flasks and Helena can refill them for you. This incentivizes the strategy of using portal scrolls as an instant full heal. Interesting. You know what I always thought they were going to change? I knew they were going to change something about it. I kind of figured that. I thought they were going to make a change. Where's my music? I wonder, is there like Led Zeppelin lo-fi? Is that weird? What I expected them to do was when you use a portal, the boss refills their health and the fight restarts. That's what I thought they were going to do. Instead, they're just making it so that, hey, if you're gonna portal, like, you have to run quite a bit. It takes your time. Onslaught does not grant movement speed. Raiders in shambles. Hardcore Ruthless characters are not migrated to standard Ruthless upon death. They're just permanently dead. Oh, that's fantastic. Shit, now I gotta do hardcore solo self-found Ruthless, guys. I gotta go like ultra sweaty, right? Utility flasks cannot gain charges while active and have lower duration than they do in regular Path of Exile. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was about to say cannot gain charges ever, and I was about to have a panic attack. All right, I dig it. Makes it so that if you're gonna use a Quicksilver, it's not for like traversing around the map. It's for dodging shit. So like it's series Flame Blast. Use a Quicksilver, get out of it, and that's it. Interesting. Probably also going to make it harder to get charges in boss fights. I'm sure that nerf is going to come. Scarabs only enable mechanics in a map. They do not scale the power with their tiers. Instead, higher tiers of Scarabs are needed for higher tiers of maps. There's a Ruthless specific Atlas passive skill tree. Oh, my armor fell. Hold on. They took out all the juicy keystones. They took out the free strongbox. They took out the free harbinger. They took out all the free content. You do not accumulate free daily Atlas missions. That doesn't bother me at all. Honestly, I didn't really like that in the first place. It mattered like day 1 and 2 of the league. Outside of that, it's like, yeah, you're already into yellow maps. Vol side areas, enkindling orbs, and instilling orbs do not exist. How is that gonna work? How are you gonna get access to it, Ziri? Because you can't drop league-specific content in other leagues. I figured they were gonna be rarer fragments and Vol gems being rarer to get, but I didn't expect like outright no Vol side areas. How interesting. Ruthless uses separate item filter files, which must be created specifically for it. I'm not gonna use an item filter. Nope. We're gonna play that raw, baby. I'm gonna appreciate every single drop that drops. Alpha testing. We're running a small scale alpha test for Ruthless and are looking to recruit some players from the community. Will you be able to follow an NDA for Ruthless? Yeah, okay, listen. I'm not gonna say I value Ruthless mode more than any of you, but I am gonna say I'm flying to New Zealand, ExileCon, and I really love this game and this Ruthless mode, and I would follow the NDA. May miss a stream if I get invited. I'm glad to see you streaming this, and for sure I'll play on release. Ooh, exciting. Release timeline. We expect to publicly release Ruthless alongside the 3.2 expansion in December. Wow, that is a month away. The first league with Ruthless active will still be deemed a bit of a beta test, and hence we will not be afraid of making mid-league adjustments to Ruthless, which is something we try to avoid doing in the regular game. If you guys don't know, Grinding Gear Game's way of talking, this whole mid-league adjustment, that's not buffs. If the mode is too hard, that's not them telling you they'll make it easier. What this means is that if somebody finds an exploit and they just like blow the game up with an easy build, they're just gonna nerf that shit right away. They're not gonna wait until the next patch. That's what they mean by mid-league adjustments. So just saying. Ruthless is a mode where you aren't expected to get to maps. Even if you do get to maps, you're probably not going to reach red maps. If you somehow get there, how will you sustain them with such little access to currency? Will anyone manage to kill pinnacle bosses? Will anyone even manage to see an uber pinnacle boss? We're very excited to see how this experiment plays out. I'm excited too. I can't wait. GGG. Invite me to Alpha, please. I'm excited. I'm your biggest advocate. Hey. Oh my God, my first copy pasta. I never had one of those before. My audience is growing.